I'm Yuanime 5 and I'm here to explain the starting position of Ming China, the Tusi clans, and the Ming's entry into the Imjin War. In 1271, Song China was conquered by the Mongolian nomads and the Yuan dynasty was formed. Due to discrimination against the Han Chinese by the Mongols, there was discontent and several revolts. Zhu Yanzang was a poor Buddhist monk who joined the Red Turbans in 1352 and captured the city of Nanjing in 1356. After defeating a rival Han faction led by Chen Yuliang in 1363 and the suspicious death of the Red Turbans' leader in 1367, there was no one who could contest Yuanzang's power. Finally, in 1368, Yuanzang captured the Yuan capital Dadu, modern-day Beijing, and founded the Ming Dynasty. As Ming China was surrounded by many nomadic tribes such as the Mongols, Jurchens and Tusi, they created the Weiwu system, in which each Wei provided 5,600 soldiers. However, by the 16th century the number of soldiers actually serving in each Wei was far less than this, and the quality of troops had declined in many regions. As a result, the Ming often employed Mongol, Jurchen and Tusi mercenaries. The Tusi are the aboriginal people that live in the western regions of China. They are made up of many different peoples such as the Miao and Tujia. However, they are represented as one group in this mod in order to make it easier to recruit and replace units in these regions. While the Tusi paid tribute to the Ming, they were not very loyal. After Toyotomi Hideyoshi sent 150,000 soldiers to invade Korea, and much of Korea fell to the Japanese, the Wanli Emperor responded by sending a 5,000-strong cavalry force led by Zhu Changxian to assist the Koreans. After this army was easily defeated by the larger Japanese army, the Ming responded by sending a larger army of 60,000 soldiers, which was led by General Li Rusong and Imperial Superintendent Song Yingchang. Under Ming military law, any military officer had an accompanying bureaucrat who acted as the general superior. On the 8th of January 1592, the Ming army of 60,000, led by Li Rusong, attacked the city of Pyongyang from 3 directions while leaving the Japanese, led by Kobakawa Takekage, with an escape route so they would be more likely to retreat rather than fight to the death. Due to Yi Sun-shin's naval campaign, the Japanese were not able to effectively supply the 10,000 Japanese soldiers in Pyongyang, as supplies had to be carried by a long land route prone to guerrilla attacks rather than by sea. Though the Japanese fought bravely against the Ming, they were forced to retreat. After losing Pyongyang, the Japanese decided to regroup at Hangsong, as Kaesong would be more difficult to defend and had fewer supplies. Consequently, the Ming were able to capture Kaesong without a fight. On January 21st, while marching to Hansong, the Ming army of 20,000 approached the Baekduan area north of Seoul and came across a Japanese force of 500 to 600. Li Rusong then personally led an attack against the Japanese force with 1,000 elite cavalry, only to become ensnared in a Japanese trap and was surrounded by 41,000 soldiers. Li Rusong then retreated to a nearby force of 3,000 soldiers and was able to hold out until the Ming army of 20,000 was able to assist them. After a long battle, the Ming were able to retreat back to Pyongyang, but they lost many of their elite retinue during this battle. Hearing that the Ming were marching on Hanson, Quan Yul had his army of 2,300 marched to join them. Quan Yul arrived at Hangzhou and built a fort. However, after the Ming were defeated at Baekduan, his army was left isolated. In order to defend this position, Quan Yul melted metal to make cannons, had trees cut down to make spears, and brought up several hwacha. On the 12th of February, Kato Kiyomasa then attacked this fort with an army of 30,000 soldiers. Though the Japanese launched 9 assaults against this fort, they were unable to capture it and were forced to retreat. Guan Yul then retreated as his forces would not be able to survive another attack. After the Battle of Byongjuan, the Ming army resumed their march on Hanseong. Due to the destruction in Hanseong by the Japanese and Korean peasants, it was increasingly difficult for the Japanese to live in this city. While Hideyoshi offered to send an additional 200,000 soldiers to Korea, the Japanese commanders were unable to provide enough supplies for the 50 to 60,000 soldiers currently in Hanseong, due to the lack of harvests in Korea and Admiral Yi Sun-shin's naval campaign. They advised Hideyoshi against sending additional soldiers. Consequently, the Japanese commanders were looking for a way to quickly end this war. The Ming commanders also wanted to end this war quickly due to the huge cost of supplying the Ming army in Korea. Thus the two sides agreed to peace talks in April of 1593, much to the annoyance of the Koreans who wanted the Japanese to leave their country, but were not invited to these peace talks. Though the Japanese would withdraw to Busan and a peace deal was later reached, the war would resume in 1597 and last until the end of 1598.